Halliburton, shot clock at 8. Tyrese, my goodness.
Whoa!
This is crazy.
NBA teams are setting offensive records every year, but to me, NBA regular season has passed its peak. Remember when it was only Steph Curry who was shooting from this range?
If Steph ruined the game, because everybody shooting threes now, Iggy. Everybody can't shoot like Steph.
Times have changed. It seems like people have figured out basketball. Think about it. The players are more athletic and physically gifted than ever. Their skill and execution is top-notch, yet so many games look the same. They seem like glorified all-star games or simple street ball with early threes, easy layups, and little effort defensively. How did the NBA get to this point? Is there a way back? Let's go over the main 5 factors of this development. Yes, I'm from Europe, but this is not an attempt to say that the European game is better. This is simply a discussion about if the NBA regular season was more interesting in 2010s when teams already were taking threes but still had variety offensively. The league also was a little less athletic. Look, I love the NBA. It has the best players, the best storylines. But some of these regular season games this year, 309 points without an overtime? Before Indiana versus Atlanta, betting companies gave this matchup the highest over and under points total since 1995. Yet teams passed the 253-point mark in 40 minutes and then topped it by 57. The possessions barely lasted more than 8 seconds. This is the Hawks shot chart. See that white tower in the middle? That's how many layups or dunks they got. It's either that or three-pointers from anywhere. Other games have techno music played while the guys hoop.
On the switch, Durant's got Looney on him. A long two is on the way.
Even Steve Kerr was pissed. I guess people oohing and aahing because it's two superstars going at each other is a thing of past. And the main problem to all of this might sound crazy, but teams have found a way to play the most efficient offense in the NBA. Now you may ask, how is that a bad thing? Well, surprise, surprise, everybody's trying to play the same way. But how did the NBA get to this point? Remember how they valued intelligent point guards who can't shoot, or big men who could post up very well? These groups have become extinct. If you can't shoot, you have slim chances of making it to the NBA. 30 years ago, the game looked like this, and if you rewind those games now, it is just brutal to watch. While nowadays, it has become a normality to see all 10 guys on the court who can shoot. Non-shooting power forwards are a rarity, while centers can still get away with this by being super athletic rim protectors.
Celtics had Kara Lawson.
But players like Miles Turner make defenses look silly. No one is ready to help in the paint. You can't risk giving anyone more space on the three-point line. This is how shooting made the spacing perfect. The insane individual abilities made it impossible to defend. Players have worked on their bags since childhood and have every possible move and a counter to it ready. The league is also much taller and faster than it used to be. The athleticism levels have skyrocketed. There are more transition baskets than ever because if you miss a three, that's a long rebound and a fast break score. But if you drive and miss a layup, the guy that did so is already in behind on the play, and trust me, these athletes will convert it into another three-point attempt in less than 5 seconds. The majority of them are at least 6'4", while wingspan length is becoming the #1 factor if you can be drafted at all. Just look at what all NBA franchises are searching in the draft. It's those 7-footers who have crazy wingspan but have guard skills. Nature freaks are at the top of everyone's priorities list, and then it's lengthy wings. Combining these 3 things, the spacing, the shooting, and the athleticism, and you have the perfect spacing for unstoppable offenses. This combo creates situations where the most talented players in the world don't have to worry about any stunts that might be coming their way while they play one-on-one. With their abilities, scoring is a super easy task. And if somebody helps, the closeout is so long and the ball just flies faster than a person can run. There is no chance the contester is impacting the three-point shot much, again taken by a good three-point shooter, since almost everybody is one nowadays. It's not like these guys need a lot of help to score, but the NBA rules are only enhancing it.
He is on fire, Nick.
The non-existence of the 3-second rule at this point of offensive development is nuts. Take a look at this. Atlanta switch and Bogdanovic is with Toppin. He wants to help if Halliburton drives and stands in the middle, thinking Wesley Matthews has the passing lane to his guy covered. But to avoid the technical foul, he has to move out from the paint, leaving too much room for this beautiful bullet pass. Again, spacing, skill, and the rules. On the other side, it's Indiana switching. 6'4" Bruce Brown is left with a 6'8" Jalen Johnson. See the amount of space he has around. Indiana don't even look to double, but if they do, that's one pass leading to an open three immediately. Again, size, spacing, and the rules. It's those three things combined again. On top of that, the way fouls are called sometimes is just, what's the best word for it? Defenders are already put in the David versus Goliath position on every possession, yet the attackers get free throws for bumping into the defenders and falling down. The good thing is that this part at least can get fixed. However, it's not only the improvements of individual attributes that have made NBA offenses unstoppable. But before I delve into how teams have mastered countering any defensive tactic, please subscribe to our channel for a chance to win this Giannis jersey. We are giving it away to one lucky subscriber, so don't miss out. Everybody admits it, the regular season is too long. But despite the talks ongoing for quite some time, the NBA still hasn't reduced the number of games. While the amount is huge, the importance of one is relatively small, so players tend to relax on defense, giving up free baskets. Watch the Hawks pointing fingers on a switch here, giving up a head start to the ball handler. There is nothing you can do after. Also, the NBA is getting younger each day. Teams are interested in upside rather than a ready product, so we see the majority of draft picks having just reached the minimum age limit for the NBA. Such a young age and little college experience means they are way more likely to defensive collapses, such as miscommunications on switching, relaxing off the ball, helping from the strong side despite teams' defensive rules are certainly against doing so.
That little flick, good again. And another timeout from Quinn.
All these things, shooting skill, athleticism, rules, effort, and age have played their part into making the NBA regular season a less interesting product. But we are not done here yet. Teams are responsible too. It seems that coaches, players, and the league in general have understood how to maximize the pick and roll offense. Let's go over the main defensive coverages quickly. First of all, it's extremely hard nowadays to get away with passive or drop pick and roll defense. While many teams are forced to do so as they're giving up the mid-range shot, allowing the ball handler into the paint usually means a layup or triggering defensive rotations. And we already talked about how hard it is to not allow a three-pointer in today's NBA. Aggressive defenses such as hedging or doubling ask for ideal personnel to pull it off efficiently. Length and speed must be available at all 5 positions, because if not, watch what happens here in Indiana-Atlanta game. Johnson is asked to guard both these guys that are around 7 or 8 meters apart. He makes a mistake by going out, yes, but hey, doubling isn't ideal when guys can shoot from anywhere. That's why the usage of switching has been surging for the last 10 years. But teams have counters to everything. Against it, teams barely set good screens because big guys are slipping at the last moments, often creating confusion. If there is no advantage, expect another slip or ghost screen, as they're often called, where a player just runs nearby, leaving the defense a short moment to be on point.
Trey backs up, 3-ball, got it!
All of this asks the defenses to be quick and automatic, and a lot of NBA teams just can't keep up. Even on those rare instances where Indiana and Atlanta did well defensively, we can go back to the previous point. Shooting is becoming superior to anything else. Hill just keeps running, relocates to create himself a catch-and-shoot three-pointer that he has practiced probably 1,000,000 times in his life, and knocks it down. When teams get stuck in offense, they don't look for much else. Catch-and-shoot attempts are in general easier to practice, easier to knock down, and they are worth 3 points. That's why the NBA is seeing more of them than ever. So to sum everything up, NBA hasn't been in a better place talent, athleticism, and offensive execution-wise. On the other hand, the majority of teams are doing the same things because they have understood what works the best. To me, that's a little less interesting than basketball 10 years ago, where every team had its own flavor. And the worst part of all this, I'm not sure sure we are ever going back. What do you guys think? Do you love today's NBA, or is it going in the wrong direction? What would you change? Let's discuss it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one.